he was an expert in hay at that time, and the Army basically operated with horses. So he was got into the Army as a first lieutenant in the Quartermaster Corps, and his job was to inspect hay for the Army, buying hay from all these, I suppose, unscrupulous dealers and so on. So he knew what was good and what was bad, and had to smell right, that sort of thing. So that was his job, and so he was shipped down to, I think maybe two places, but the one that I remember was Fort Bliss, Texas, which is near El Paso. And when I was in the Army, I visited there several times. He had some interesting tales there about he, of course, got a commission. He was a commissioned officer, and I guess he went down to one of the local stores in Boston and bought himself a uniform. And he had some orders, and he reported to Fort Bliss that that was the first place. And so he put on his uniform and went off, and he hadn't had any training. He didn't know anything about the Army. So there was some sort of a funny incident, I guess, the first time he was in camp, and I guess it was reveille time, and there were some rules of the game, and I forget those myself, what you were supposed to do if you were on horseback, and they were lowering the flag, and whether you were supposed to stop, salute, or get off, or whatever. This whole thing was very confusing to my father. So I guess he had sort of a lot of very humorous times in trying to learn the rules of the game. But they just took him in as a hay inspector and never gave him any training as far as how to behave as a person with a uniform.